What's up, YouTube? So before we get started, I would like to say congratulations to LeBron James. He surpassed Michael Jordan last night on the all-time scorer list. So that puts LeBron James at number 4 on the all-time scoring list. So ahead of him would be Kobe Bryant. Ahead of him would be Karl Malone. And at the very top would be Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. So congratulations, LeBron James. That's a big feat, becoming the number 4th all-time scorer and beating Michael Jordan. Now, with that said, do I think you're the GOAT? No, I do not. But congratulations. This is your time. What you did was a huge feat. So let's see what they have to say on Undisputed.
Okay, Shannon, what was your takeaway from last night?
All of what he said, Skip Bayless, check. Be looked to be revered like MJ, check. Shoot a fadeaway like MJ, check. He don't stick his tongue out on dunks like MJ.
No.
But everything else, check, check, check.
So for those of you guys that don't know, so last night LeBron James gave an interview after the game, and he says that how Michael Jordan inspired him when he was a little kid, and he went down a list of all the things he wanted to do like Michael Jordan. He says, I want to score as many points as Michael Jordan. I want to stick my tongue out like Michael Jordan when I'm running. I want to, win championships like Michael Jordan. I want to shoot fadeaway jumpers like Michael Jordan. And, he checked off all of those, and especially checked off score as many points as Michael Jordan. So he says he's got that on his list. Now, with that said, Shannon Sharp, LeBron James didn't say anything about playing defense like Michael Jordan or becoming the defensive player of the year and MVP in the same year. He didn't say anything about that. But let's keep going on. I'm happy for you, LeBron James. Good job.
For me, Skip Bayless, I will remember the last night that LeBron James passed Michael Jordan, his idol, and a lot of current players and a lot of players and a lot of people's idol as the 4th all-time leading scorer in NBA history. And I think 10 years from now, 15, 20 years from now, no one will remember that the Nuggets crushed the Lakers in this ball game.
Yep.
But everybody will remember where they were when LeBron James passed Michael Jeffrey Jordan as the 4th leading scorer. But unfortunately, he doesn't stop there. We're going to.
So, Shannon, I don't quite think it's that serious. I mean, it is, him surpassing Michael Jordan and becoming the 4th all-time scorer. But I don't know if it's as serious or to the point of seriousness as people are going to remember. Like, where were you at when LeBron James, surpassed Michael Jordan and came number 4th on all-time scorer? Where were you? I don't think people are going to remember it like that. I don't think people are going to remember this game, and I don't think people are going to remember this feat that LeBron James did. And to be honest with you, I don't even remember when Kobe surpassed Michael Jordan. I mean, I probably did. I know I was probably watching the game, but I don't remember that. And I surely don't remember where I was at. I definitely don't remember where I was at. So I just don't think it's that serious. For some people it might be, but this is probably one of those stats that I might not remember where I'm at. I don't remember where I was at. I might remember the game, but I don't remember where I was at. So let's just keep on going.
Talk about this a little later. He on that ride, Skip.
Is he?
Yeah. He headed on up.
Oh,
Leave, you know who.
Kobe's next.
Leave you know who in the D-U-S-T.
Like MJ in the D-U-S-T?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
Kick it up in his face. Kick it up in his face.
Okay, Shannon, have your time because, your boy surpassed Michael Jordan. But with that said, he's got a long way to go. So the next guy is going to be Kobe Bryant. For you guys that don't know, Kobe Bryant, next in line, number 3 all-time scoring is Kobe Bryant. So for LeBron James to reach him, I think he has to score like another 1,100 points to reach Kobe Bryant to pass him to be number 3. And Karl Malone is like another 1,500 points, I think. But to reach Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, he's got to score like 6,000 more points. Yeah, 6,000 more points to become the all-time scorer. That's a lot. That's a lot. And that might be a problem if his injuries keep up and he can't find some help with the Lakers. So I don't know. He's a scoring machine. So I don't know. He might get lucky. Who knows? But let's keep on going.
Moving on.
Go on about his business, Skip Bayless. Look, it just goes to show you just how consistently great this young man has been since he's arrived in the NBA. 11 consecutive first-team All-NBA, 12 overall. he's a 27.1 career average scorer. He's top 5 in scoring, top 10 in assists, and in a couple of years he's going to be top 5 in assists. Skip, look, you reward.
But what about defense, Shannon? Because anybody that's a GOAT, you got to go both ways, player. You got to go both ways. How many defensive all teams does LeBron have? How many defensive MVPs does a team defensive player of the year does LeBron have? I mean, you got to go both ways. I'm sorry. If you want to be the GOAT in my eyes, you got to do it all. You got to do it all. But let's keep going. This is your time, LeBron. Good job. I'm not hating on you. You know, good job, man. I'm happy for you.
He's been rewarded. He's been very fortunate. Prior to this year, he had really never suffered a significant injury that forced him to miss a significant amount of time. But the game itself, it showed, Skip. It looked like there were a bunch of guys, 3 of the guys that played heavy minutes last night were in the G League the better part of this year. And that's what LeBron tried to beat the Nuggets were, and they played as well as they could. But when you get crushed, the Nuggets are a very good rebounding team, especially on the offensive end.
Yep.
They beat the Lakers overall in rebounding by 14. Cashed them in 18 offensive rebound, 24 second chance points. And Skip, when you do that, and even as bad as the Lakers played with the undermanned unit that they had, Skip, early in the fourth quarter, they had a chance to tie the ball game. LeBron had Josh Hart on a wide open, boom, it's tie ball game. He misses that, they go down, Gary Harris, boom, 3. Now instead of being tied, they're down 5. And then Gary Harris come right back down again, boom, 3. And so what should have been a tie ball game, all of a sudden is an 8-point game, timeout, and the Nuggets never look back. And this is where we are. It has been a very, very disappointing season for everybody involved with the Lakers. LeBron.
So to add to that, it's like, that's the little things right there that you need to be taken over, and you need to seal the deal to get that type of win, because you're striving to get to the playoffs. It's not just this game, but the game. There's like 1 or 2 other games, maybe 3 games that LeBron could have sealed the deal and got the win, but he missed key free throws. Now you can't do that. The GOAT wouldn't do that. You can't miss key free throws, especially if your team is not as good as you probably would like them to be, or they should be, to be able to be a playoff contender. So it's just little things like that it makes the season disappointing, and it kind of points to you don't have that cutthroat mentality to seal the deal and get the win. But let's keep going on.
Never ever imagined this season would turn out the way it has, but this is what it is. But there have been some historical milestones that LeBron James has been able to accomplish, and maybe that's the consolation prize for this season. But this season has been a disaster. But LeBron James has been very good. I'm not going to say great, because there are some times that I think he could have affected the outcome or impacted the game a lot better than what he did. But got no complaints from me for what I saw last night.
I am shocked by that assessment of last night by Shannon Sharp. That was humble. That was shockingly objective. That had perspective to it. That had a certain grace to it. As opposed to what I saw from your man on the court last night. Because I will be the first to admit. By the way, Jenny, I did. Do you remember my score prediction?
Yeah.
It was I predicted 115 to 95. Sue me. I missed it by 4 points because it was 115 to 99. But
I wasn't going to bring it up. Sorry.
Okay.
He was on.
Anyway, thank you. Now, back to your man. Honestly, from my heart, I tried to get into last night because I do believe there's a side of LeBron who obviously idolized Mike. And he looked up to Mike, and he was inspired to do this and that and all the things that you just listed by Mike. So I'm trying to get into it, and I'm trying to go with the flow of the night, because there was a tinge of sadness to it because of what's happened to the Lakers, obviously. But still, it is an achievement to pass Michael Jeffrey Jordan on the scoring list. And then I saw your man's shoes. And then I read what he had, I think, handwritten, unless he had somebody write it for him.
He write his own stuff.
Yeah, LeBron, he can write his own stuff. You give him those Crayola crowns. Oh, he can tear it up, the crowns. And he's a southpaw.
He probably does.
He
and
does.
He writes left-handed, which is a big
'Cause he's
part of
left-handed.
I know. He's ambidextrous, which is a big part of his game. And by the way, I try to get into the whole mood of he's more of a pass-first basketball player, which I always tell you, he's still the best point guard in basketball, and he's still the best passer in basketball. He's also still the greatest attacker of the basket I have ever seen at 6'9", 200 and whatever.
Oh, Skip, I don't know about that. I definitely would not go with that. The greatest attacker of the basket he's ever seen. So I would definitely go with MJ. But Kobe attacked their basket pretty hard too. And so can this guy named Magic Johnson? Magic Johnson was 6'9" too. So LeBron isn't the biggest guy out there that can attack the basket. Magic Johnson was 6'9", if I believe. He may not have been like 260 or 270, but Magic Johnson's big as heck. Magic Johnson's very big. I think he's probably the biggest point guard to ever play. I think. Don't quote me on that. But let's keep going.
Freeways, 270, 280 maybe.
No.
270. Let's give him 270.
Okay.
60.
Ambidextrous at the hoop. He can score it either way, and I thought it was fitting that he scored the 2 points with his left hand.
And one.
It was and one, and it was even more fitting that he actually capped off the and one by making the free throw. Because I hate to point out that he missed his first 4 before he passed Jordan. Am I right?
It is.
How can you miss the first 4 free?
So with LeBron missing his first 4 free throws, that right there, that points to, lackadaisical play. That points to not being locked in, not being sharp. You're not being an assassin, not being a straight killer. Because you're trying to make the playoffs, even though it's pretty much a done deal. But you're trying to make the playoffs. It's the big night where most likely we're going to surpass Michael Jordan in all-time scoring and become number 4. I mean, there's all these things there, and you're not sharp, you're not on point. You missed your first 4 free throws? I'm pretty sure I could find an overweight 5-year-old. No, let's make him 8. I'm pretty sure I could find an overweight 8-year-old that can make 1 out of 4 free throws. I'm positive of it. 1 out of 4 free throws I can find an overweight 8-year-old could make. But LeBron can't? You missed 4 of those? And you're supposed to be the GOAT? I hate to say that, but come on, man. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Let's keep going.
Throws.
My dogs were jumping, Skip. I was curling. LeBron. Dogs looking at me like, Dad, what's wrong with you?
LeBrick.
They're worried about you?
And the thing was, Skip, they're not even close.
LeBrick.
Yeah.
Skip, they're not close.
LeBrick. Since he came back from injury, he's shooting 61% from the free throw line. I don't know what happened. He's got the demons going.
He does.
Okay.
As simple as that.
Took a little off. So now we're back to the shoes. And he hand wrote with his left hand in some kind of like magic marker or something. I don't know.
You know he used the Sharpie.
Sharpie, okay.
Sharpie.
Nah, LeBron's up with those Crayola crowns. He uses those crowns. He's got those in his locker.
Magic marker.
I don't know what it was.
What are we in grade school?
Yeah, in great. Well, he's talking about growing up. He idolized. He might have found a magic marker for all I know. Okay. And what did he do on the side of his shoes? Thank you, MJ23. If he had just left it at that, I would have been so good with it because that would have been such an inspiring message of the night.
Okay, what do you got?
But what did he do at the end of that?
What did he do, Skip?
He
got
drew a crown.
He got a crown.
And so suddenly the message changes from thank you to thank you for inspiring me to be greater than you, to be the king.
Crown him.
Right? Crown him, said LeBron.
So for those of you guys that didn't see it, so LeBron wrote on the side of his shoe, he wrote, "Thank you, Michael Jordan, number 23," and then he put a little crown. So I'm not looking too deep into this. I mean, it is what it is, but Skip's looking deep into it. I don't really see anything wrong with it. It does seem like it might have a condescending tone because you put "Thank you, Michael Jordan, number 23," and then you put a crown. Like, are you saying he's the king or you're the king? Because LeBron's referred to himself as the king. So it's kind of like a passive-aggressive, condescending tone to it, but I'm not looking that deep into it. There's other things to be worried about that happened last night with that game and him than to be worried about that. So I'm not worried about that. Let's keep going.
That message on the side of his shoes. Why would you put the crown on?
God, he the king.
We don't need the crown.
Is he not the king?
So the whole night was spent looking up to Jordan while looking down on him. That's how it came across to me.
No, it didn't.
The whole night was one long humble brag. That's what your man does. It's incredible humble bragging because there is no, what you just provided some perspective, some big picture. And the big picture of this, the perspective I wanted to hear, a little bit of humility from LeBron. It did take 118 more games than Michael Jordan played to pass him. Well, 118, that's a lot of games,
Okay,
man.
but Skip, you still won't mention LeBron James is still 1,240 shots behind him.
And you still won't mention that.
But wait a minute, Skip. So like I've said before in other videos, LeBron's got more playing time than Jordan does. For one thing, LeBron went from straight high school to the pros. Jordan did a few years at UNC. I think he did 3 or 4 years at UNC. So that's 4 years right there gone. And also, Jordan was retired for a few years at one point. So that right there is extra years. So let's keep going.
Michael played in an era in which they did not emphasize even taking three-point shots, not let alone making them. They just didn't care about it.
No.
It was almost like a taboo shot when it first came in, like a joke, a gimmick, a clown shot. Like, you don't do that. If the greater you are, the less you're going to shoot that shot.
And not only that, but Michael Jordan played in a time when you can get beat up on the court. You try to go in the paint, you can have some 7-footers sitting there waiting for you, waiting to smash you down. Just imagine if Michael Jordan's playing today. How many points would he have today? And just imagine if LeBron's playing back in the day, when he has those big monsters standing in the paint waiting for him. LeBron can't be touched today. You can't touch him in the paint. Just imagine.
So now, LeBron James, he made pretty quick last night. He missed his free throws, but he made those 2 threes, and I'm like, uh-oh, here he comes. And he has now scored 3,399 more points from the three-point line than Michael did in his career. Mm-hmm. Think of that. That's 3,400 more points because he's attempted 3,204 more threes than Michael attempted. Well, that's a shocking advantage to LeBron to catch and pass him.
But even with that, even with the 3,400 more 3,400 more points and the 2,000 more threes, he's still 1,240 shots behind him.
Okay, but again, Michael.
Again, actually, Shannon, he's got more playing time by far. He's got years, and that trumps the extra shots or whatever it is that Shannon just said. Those extra years easily trump that.
Was a very good passer. Let's not discount that.
He's 2,000. LeBron is 2,000 assists clear.
Okay, but think about 118 games. That's a lot of games.
Okay, what? I think he averaged a little under 6 assists a game.
Okay, so remember, Michael was an 84% free throw shooter, and LeBron is still teetering, but his career average still hovers right at 74. So 10% more free throws. If you do that over time, it's a staggering number of more points that you can make from the free throw line.
Correct.
And I still say LeBron has actually neglected the free throw line because a lot of times he was afraid to go in there and do what was going to happen, which is have to march to the free throw line and shoot more free throws.
Right.
So to me, I needed to hear some of that perspective last night.
What perspective?
Oh, I just told you.
Oh, so you want him to say, you want him to say, you know what? Yeah, I passed Michael, my idol, my hero, I looked up to. He gave me inspiration. But guys, I want y'all to know, I did play 117 more games. Guys, I did take 2,000 more threes than him. Really, is that what you want him to say?
Yeah.
Man,
Well, you'd be a fool to think that anybody would say that. I mean, you'd have to be super, super humble to say something like that. To go ahead and praise somebody else, but then at the same time, degrade yourself. Well, so-and-so did this, I'm happy to do that. But at the same time, they beat me or I did it with less. So I don't know. You'd be dumb to do something like that. You'd have to be very humble to do something like that. And I can't picture LeBron James, saying something like that, praising somebody, and then at the same time cutting himself down. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Just say, look, I know that it took me a while to do it. But this was more of a longevity achievement for LeBron. This was more of, I took better care of myself than Michael did. And I'm always going to give you that because Michael did not take great care of himself near the end, even though he worked out hard, he hit the cigars, all the rest, and.
Well, definitely, LeBron definitely takes care of himself. But Michael Jordan comes from a different period. He comes from a way different period. The workout regimens, the supplements, everything they're taking, the eating, everything that they ate, just the sports science was different when Michael Jordan is playing from when LeBron James is playing. So, of course, it's going to be a little different. And what LeBron is doing, he learned from guys like Michael Jordan. Learning how to take care of yourself, learning from how guys like Michael Jordan got hurt, how long they were able to play, how many minutes they played, and how to preserve your body. And, it's just things like that I can't hate on LeBron James about that, but at the same time, Michael Jordan is coming from a different period. And LeBron and players from today learn from guys in the past on how to take care of your body, supplements and all that. So it's a different period. I mean, and you don't think that Michael Jordan would be doing the same thing if he knew he can get any type of advantage, even just a little bit, of taking care of his body the way LeBron James does? So, I don't know. You can look at that two ways. So let's keep going.
And I think LeBron's starting to go down that path a little bit too much now. If he really wants to pass Kareem, we're going to talk about that.
He going to pass him. I don't want to. He going to happen.
All right. But obviously, LeBron.
So I don't know if I said this before, but in order for LeBron to pass Kareem, he's going to have to score something like 6,000 points. 6,000 points. So he's going to have to keep putting in work. Let's keep going.
Has focused harder on his fitness than even Michael did with the great Tim Grover. They used to have their breakfast club.
Right.
And I'm going back to 98 during the finals, during that run.
Right.
Okay. He was in peak weight room sort of shape.
Uh-huh.
And yet LeBron has managed to stay a little healthier a little longer. I know he just had the 18-game injury that he just suffered.
But here's the thing, though, Skip. No, I've never, and I've been alive to see a lot of records passed. I have yet to hear the guy when he passes. I wasn't alive when Roger Maris passed Babe Ruth, but I don't remember hearing in any of his things like, I'm so happy to break this record, that Babe only played 154 games and I played 162.
Yeah, he didn't have to because the New York media and the national media was all over him for daring to do that.
Just like you.
And Roger Maris's hair was falling out while he was trying to pass.
And just like you keep constantly reminding everyone, LeBron did play 117 more games.
Somebody's got to be objective.
You can be objective, but what about those shots? Even though with 2,000 more 3 attempts, LeBron James is still 1,240 field goal attempts. All 3s, 2s, he's still 1,240 behind him. I just want to know why.
Why?
Well, maybe because you played longer, Shannon. He's got years ahead of MJ. Years.
How can LeBron get to pass him when he's taking fewer shots in 117 more games?
Well, he was much more of a pass-first basketball player than Michael was.
So Magic Johnson was pass first. He didn't pass Michael. Oscar Robertson was pass first. Isaiah Thomas, John Stockton, Jason Kidd. They not passing Michael.
Maybe LeBron would have won more championships if he would, as you keep saying here lately, have gone Harden more often. Am I right about that?
Maybe.
Because he did not. Maybe he was.
That's true. Since this is LeBron's day, I'll kind of defend him a little bit. So Skip, that's kind of like here or there, hypothetical. Woulda, coulda, shoulda. If he would have gone hard like Harden, he would have had more championships. You could say that, but you could say that for a lot of people, But let's keep going.
Unselfish to a fault. Maybe he shrank from